and Prince Kael'thas. And the time for a reckoning has come.
Kael'thas may just make an appearance on our next battleground because it's going to be Dragonshire, but I don't know who picked it. Probably No Tomorrow, because Superstars usually picks first pick.
Yeah, I'm going with No Tomorrow as well. It does seem like there's no reason for Superstars to panic. And in fact was No Tomorrow. No reason for Superstars to panic yet. They're still in a comfortable 2-1 lead here in this series with maps of comfort left. Conveniently Cursed Hollow, Infernal Shrines, and the oh-so-rare Warhead Junction. All we have left in this hero or map pool for the series.
I'm surprised a little bit that No Tomorrow wouldn't want to try the same type of thing with picking shrines. Only because Superstars hasn't played it very much, hasn't shown very much, whereas Superstars is even on occasion chosen dragon themselves.
Yeah. So my personal take on that, it might not be totally true for these guys, but so in a best of 5 and going into a series where it's 2-1 like this, you obviously only have 2 games left, so your next one could be your last. You still want to be in control of this one. And so in theory, I could risk kind of going to a different map and hoping they take me to Dragon later, but I won't get to even see that. You know, it might be better for your odds of winning a series, honestly, in theory, to avoid this map and hope somebody takes it to you. Takes you to it, and go to, for instance, Shrines first, as you were talking about.
Yeah, mainly because, although No Tomorrow have loved Dragonshire historically, they don't do particularly well on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's another story, but that's more of just being self-aware, right? Of like, what are your honest strengths and everything of the like. If they do feel they're strong on this map, it'd be better, at least in your head mentality-wise, to go, I want to take you to Dragonshire and get the win, and the best of 5, no matter where it goes, it doesn't matter. Even though in theory, again, it might be better to go Infernal Shrines. If you get that win, there's no way you lose a game 5 on your home turf.
Yeah.
It's just, do you risk that? Because, I mean, keep in mind, if you neglect Dragonshire here, you picked Infernal Shrines, we could end up game 5, Warhead Junction.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. You never know with Superstars, like, do I really want to play against Vikings again?
And so I think that's the biggest deterrent. It's like, nope, we're just going to go where we want. But even after all that, we have found ourselves with only a Dahaka ban. There's the TAS. Here's the Falstad.
And when I say No Tomorrow does not do well on Dragon, even though they pick it, I'm talking they have never won it in part 2, and they've played it 3 times so far. And they won it 1 time in part 1 and picked it in almost every single series they played.
Yeah, that's not very good. I was going to come up with a counter argument. I've got a few you can throw out, but to be honest, they're more of just like, because I like playing devil's advocate, than they are like an actual valid argument. Okay, so the argument to part 1, they were not as good of a team. Part 2 would be the fact that because every other North American team is playing the map, they have found themselves to not be as good relative to the rest of North America, but their comfort still remains.
All right, I can see it.
But it's not like it makes this situation any better. It's just more of the thought process that can kind of exist there. Murden, Zarya, Falstad nowhere to be found, even though he is one of the leading globals, depending on how much Zagara you actually have in your hero pool.
Mura Zarya, which leaves Vala up.
Remember when we had a best of 5 series between the #1 seed in North America and the 8th seed in North America earlier today?
That was earlier today.
And Zagara was like just all over that series.
Oh,
it's still kind of mind-blowing to revisit that thought. It's been a hot minute.
Didn't Hosty used to play on a Zagara?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Falstad and
Is that why you're bringing this up?
I mean,
some off chance.
It could
I'm gonna throw it out into the world. Let's see what happens with it.
All right, so Hosty was known for 2 heroes, Falstad and Zach, when he was playing with like Goats and a lot of the Vox Nihili X-members, that kind of squad for some time. He was, I mean, those were his go-to. Every time we played against a team that had Hosty, because like the brackets used to be huge, right? Where we do 1 tournament, 1 whole day. Every time we played his team, it was like, get him off Falstad and Zagara, and we don't care. Like, we can beat the rest of the team, but those 2 heroes for him are very impactful. There's a Johanna removed for No Tomorrow, just full warrior choke. Are they going to triple warrior? Are they going to quadruple warrior?
This is one of the battlegrounds that we used to see Triple Warrior on. Superstars. I see Mouth, Falstad, Zeratul, and Superstars pretty happy.
Yeah, they are. They are. But what that does is Superstars also never picks a top laner for whatever reason on Dragonshire. And if No Tomorrow drafts more high health pool heroes like a third warrior and then a solid backline to be supported by Zarya, Zeratul's not going to have the impact that he has. Goku will not be nearly as big of a deal, and if they win the top, they're going to be okay in the 4 with Zarya. So what I'm trying to, I guess, get across is, yes, Superstars is, in fact, very comfortable, but is that a good thing? I don't feel like that is the case. I feel like No Tomorrow, depending on this next rotation, still is very comfortable and fine in this draft so far.
Well, Vala is still up if No Tomorrow want to pair that with Zarya. Arya was taken away from the trifecta, though.
Arthas, yeah, I think is a must. This is not comfort at all, or even looking at the players of No Tomorrow, but looking to the draft of Superstars, if you could pick up, somebody else maybe who can dominate top, I think Arthas should be the best. There's a Tychus.
Casanova has not played
I need it
Arthas
in my life
yet.
right now.
It usually is Air Hope. Doesn't mean it won't happen.
And Lucio, not Karzim. No. It's all falling apart, Gilly.
What do you think about Tychus over anything else range?
Okay, so to be honest, I really like Tychus anytime you can give him a shield. Like, I really like him whenever you have those shieldings. Much like the first time, when Tychus came into the meta, it was always shielding. That kind of promoted him until everybody was like, nah, he's just flat insane. But
how do they fare in the 4-man?
It doesn't. He's not bad at it. He's not great either. He has a lot of kill potential no matter the kill target, but he doesn't, one-shot him anyway if he doesn't look at it and the whole thing goes up in flames like Kael'thas, but he's pretty effective.
I thought maybe Kael'thas would be picked. No Tomorrow have picked it once on this battleground. Very similar in composition to what we saw from Tempo Storm.
The biggest thing with the Zarya shielding and picking the Tychus is Tychus does well into Zera. He holds his own into Zera to try and trade into him, but then with the Zarya giving the shields, he can be a lot more flexible on any part of his damage dealing. Varian's going to be picked up, and the Gul'dan for Superstars. Man, I want this still to be a melee and to be a really good top laner, and I'm sold on No Tomorrow's draft.
Who's number 1? That's not banned.
In terms of picks, it would either be the Arthas, Ragnaros, Sonya, one of those 3. Maybe a Leoric if I'm feeling really weird with it, but I wouldn't be feeling that weird. Because then you can Expulsion Zone, 7-sided, kind of indoor trampoline strat. But I'm more worried about winning the top lane and getting kills. Arthas does that best. The one reason I wanted the Lucio is to be able to make up for this death ball comp, but picking 3 melees with high health pools into a Zeratul Varian could be really crippling.
A lot of melees into Gul'dan is...
But that's where you just Lucio death ball. You flood him. Gonna noob too, I guess. Super lame. Super lame. No, not really. No Tomorrow with the last pick. I guess the noob rack makes more sense than the Arthas based on the Gul'dan and the Falstad damage sources, so that makes a bit more sense. But less laning presence on his own, less dominant in pressuring out the, again, lack of solo laner that exists on the side of Superstars. They're gonna have Falstad up there, gonna do his thing. I want somebody who just bodies the lane always, whenever you can, because again, I always prefer to go with things that I can rely on when it comes to decision making.
Well, especially because Superstars have a pretty scary 4-man too. They have Gul'dan, and then they have Varian and Malfurion to be able to try to lock down and be able to kill people with that. And if Zeratul has made the rotation down at the right time, even him to help along with those kills. I'm gonna ask: does No Tomorrow bring it back here? Are we going to Game 5?
I don't think so. I think Superstars is a better team. They've got a lot of what they are known to have, and they are on less of a discomfort when it comes to the map. So I feel like it's Superstars, but No Tomorrow has a really solid draft into what Superstars has.
Well, it is time to see if No Tomorrow continues that strength from the last game as we head into Dragonshire for Game 4. I haven't got the right game this time.
You did. You know, it only took us about 9. And
no guarantees on the next one, Dread.
Okay.
We're on a case-by-case basis.
Oh, man. Hosi is going to be on that fall set, though. Goku is going to be Zeratul. I mean, there's a lot of, when I think of this player, what hero do I think of going on? Even Tiger JK with the Karazim. Dragonshire is a slow map. Superstars should have a lot of control into the 4-man. It's just all about the lack of solo. Wait a minute. They're going for a 2-1-2. Okay, Superstars, seriously? You start a 2-1-2, pre-level 1, and then the minute No Tomorrow shows up,
does the normal No Tomorrow thing.
That's what I was thinking, and then they rotate mid. But to be fair, if they were top, it makes more sense to split up 2-1-2 because then no matter what, you get to stop losing a turret for free. So it's actually, that my criticism was not fair. Poorly placed. Nubarak is going to reside in the top lane. The 4-man of the rest of No Tomorrow is going to be controlling. Falstead is going to match up there. So Falstead wins levels 1 through 3, starts to lose 4 through 7, starts winning post 7. That's how that works. You need better barbs to be really effective. I guess you don't even lose really 1 through 3, but once 7 comes into play, he'll be a bit better on his own. Falstead there in the solo.
Stormbolt turnaround. Goku blinks out. No Tomorrow trying to get command of the rotation between mid and bot. Split up the members of Superstars slightly, so it lets them do it a little bit. Casaneva's going to grab the top lane shrine.
Target JK with the channel attempt, but it's going to be the 3 versus 3 on mid. No Tomorrow's just looking to control the 4, even getting a new Barak in. Faye goes down here very early on, a minute and a half in, and No Tomorrow's going to get the first blood.
Grenade was just enough to get that first blood for No Tomorrow. Slight power play for them, but with Falstad in the top lane, he was able to take over that shrine knowing that a new Barak had gone to the mid. So no Dragon Knight off of that first kill, just bragging rights.
Sometimes it's all it takes. Saray getting body blocked on mid. He goes down as well. 2 kills now for No Tomorrow. So they've got pressure on the shrine on top. They don't gain control of the bottom shrine yet. They might. Stormbolt, ooh, man. Very close to hitting. Both the shrines here are controlled by Superstars. The barrel roll, Hosi's fine.
Both the shrines going back and forth. We're about to have them both for No Tomorrow again, but everyone's back and alive for Superstars. It's been an aggressive first couple of minutes of this game.
It has been, a lot more than some of the past, and it's been going over to No Tomorrow, at least so far. Saray body blocks once more.
That grenade, Arrow's evil with these body blocks.
Yeah, he's doing such a good job of making sure Saray can't get out, and you can see Saray normally used to playing Varian with the triple W, but without having those talents all there, and then also just straight up not being in a proper position thanks to the grenades and the body blocks of Urho. Second kill onto him. I am amazed that they just let that happen. I was like, they're going to realize Iacona is casually soloing the Giants.
Superstars will get away with that. And Tomorrow going to grab theirs too. Starting to get a further and further lead of experience, trying to get level 7 ahead of Superstars in time, that they might be able to make something happen with that.
Goku showing his presence up top. Target JK goes in. Are they going to land the CC? Not even needed.
Jeez, it doesn't matter who it is. These body blocks are fierce from No Tomorrow. Trees has been awesome at helping those out too, making sure to absorb extra damage with the shielding so that they don't get low enough that even there could be a trade of kills for Superstars. No Tomorrow, straight up clean play, getting them advantage. They've taken out towers in mid, even the well to stop reinitiation. They're taking out towers in the bottom.
Stun onto Saray. There's 1, 2, 3 strikes. Nobody's out yet.
Airho started that low in health, and Trees only had one shield to give to a teammate. Both Tiger JK and Arrow trying to body block. Zoning roots, and finally, Stray lives through a gank attempt.
Falstead is going to slowly win this top. We've seen this over the past couple of minutes, and now that the 7's into play, Casanova's not going to have the heyday that he had over top, which is now going to be able to aid Superstars in their rotations on other parts of the map. That is not the one they wanted, and he's not going to be able to stealth up anytime soon. Teleport probably about there. No way. No, Tiger JK can't reveal him. They have to hit the barb. That's it. Now the knock-up, that's the only other thing that can reveal him.
He's got him. Oh, and it revealed to the tower, too.
I was going to say, if he gave one more teleport, he's going to be able to make it out there, but not today.
And No Tomorrow did a good job. Superstars were trying to use that time of get the Dragon Knight, but they didn't do that. What's up?
It was just too good. I said not today, and I was going to make a joke about it not in No Tomorrow, and then you just instantly say and No Tomorrow.
No Tomorrow.
Oh, man.
I didn't even know I've got you and I've got your back.
You know, it's a byproduct of hanging out with each other too much at this point. Really?
That is definitely true.
It's a little gross, honestly. I've actually applied 5 different times internally to try and find a different co-caster, but they said that they wouldn't do that. I don't know why. It's nothing against. It's not you. It's me.
It's not you. It's me. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before.
No, I feel like I haven't gotten to explore all the avenues.
All options in life before settling.
Yeah, before
your co-caster. Hey, heroic abilities and a Dragon Knight.
Oh man.
Look at that.
Look at that. Dragon Knight going towards bottom. 10 still out of range for Superstars. They're down 0-6 in this game. 0-6, Gilly.
Yeah.
That is just for No Tomorrow to turn things around so convincingly.
That's 0-6 purely on body blocks.
Yeah, that's true.
Body blocks and revealing Goku to towers. First fort of the game, destroyed by No Tomorrow. Heroic ability is available for Superstars, and they will use them.
There's the roof. Dream soon. Ends up getting an Iacona with no ice block. Falls low. There's going to be the Horrify splitting Odin. The shield is there for Trees, and in fact, Jason is not going to be dying. Stray got the Stormbolt. Gust kind of pushing them all kitty wampus and such, but they're going to be okay. Oh! No! Get wrecked, nerd! Oh, man, he found you. He got you.
What just happened? He was so close to getting away. Talking Trees had saved him, saved his life. Now he needs some saving because Stray is after him. Casanova burrows in.
Shielding and healing is going to be there. Man, I really wish we could go back and, me specifically at least, to see that, because I want to know, how did he know he was there? Did he just guess or he knew? You know what I mean? Because he threw out the Seeker and he didn't follow up instantly.
Yeah.
If you knew you hit that, typically you'd be spamming your W and you just get the kill and go. But he kind of threw it out. I was like, are you in there? Hello? I just love it. Either way, Superstars fighting back in this game, getting their first kill. Thanks to Goku.
Goku making plays. That's what Goku does. Still behind, but only slightly. They've lost a fort.
You know what I never noticed?
Still caught up in experience. What?
Does Goku ride that mount every time? He rides the Nimbus Cloud. You know, get it? Because, like, Goku? I've never noticed that before.
Is he riding it?
Yeah. Does he ride that in every game?
I don't know. I'm writing it down as a possible question.
All right. Huh. It's just so fitting, you know? And it was called the rotation.
Seems right.
Taunt. Bit of damage. Roots late there for Iacona. But it wouldn't have gotten a kill. It's more about just sending a message here.
Looking menacing. Shrine's activating in 4 seconds. No Tomorrow. Very little bit of an experience advantage. Nothing to sneeze at. I was gonna say slight, and I'd said slight before, and I was looking for a synonym,
another word.
And my brain's just about had it for the day.
No, you're okay. You're okay. It's Sunday night. You're just enjoying some competitive heroes.
I
Hosey's
am.
dead in about 3 seconds.
2.
Or
1.
And
What?
there was a gank attempt there. And the CC was chained, but nobody wanted to do damage outside of the CC, right? They just wanted to knock him up. Taunt. He's rooted.
This is Tiger. Horrified too been used.
That feels so freaking bad.
But good for Superstars, man. Perfectly timed after that. Expulsion Zone going to try to make sure that there's no extra kills for Superstars. But the big problem is that Superstars has finally gotten a Dragon Knight. Twilight Dream, baby.
It is Casanova. He will manage to survive that. My goodness. Falset's getting that side soak up in top. While Goku and the rest of the members with this Dragon Knight going to be pushing outward. They got 50 seconds left. So now they're going to cycle down back to bottom.
Oh, cool. Shattering throw. Trying to bust down the shields for Zarya. It's a Varian talent pickup at 13.
Is that what that is? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 16 talent.
It was, but that's when they switched the...
Yeah, nobody else saw that grin. Yeah, nobody else saw that grin. I'm sorry. It hits a moment where...
I got excited about it, and you made fun of me.
I told you it's me, not you. You know? All right? Just... I'm working on it.
I'm putting in my petition after this game.
Okay. Rightly so, man. Goku, if he had gone a step up, would have been a bad spot. He eats the Storm Bolt, draws a cleanse.
Arrow's still there.
Nowhere near. Man, miscommunication all over those last couple of seconds was Superstars very apparent that their communication was all over the place. Because Goku for a moment was isolating, then came back, then drew a cleanse. None of that was needed. A lot of damage, though, coming out from Faye on that Gul'dan. She's just ripping through the HP there of No Tomorrow.
Yeah, and she hasn't had her Rampant Hellfire talent at 16 too. That's going to increase that substantially, especially with Pursuit of Flame done long ago. So Superstars are going to get 16 well ahead of No Tomorrow. What would you like to see them do with it?
Probably middle and bottom four, or mid and top. Or bottom and top, excuse me. Bottom 100%. The four should go down. And you have one whole level, so it's unrealistic to get a fort and then cycle out and get another fort. So ideally, you can only bank on one and then getting pressure outwards. So with the camps and knowing with that amount of time that they have left, it would be pushing out bottom fort, taking bottom knights, and then preparing for the next Dragon Knight rotation by taking their knights and then cycling Falset top, ready to fly down for a double shrine insta-cap on Dragon Knight. That would be the biggest power play they can make. They have perfect timing, but again, the lack of pressure on that bottom fort. Now the next night camp's not going to be taken fast enough.
30 seconds until shrines are here. No Tomorrow trying to get some mercenary presence on the battleground, but also hoping that they can get 16 so that they're not down. They don't have to just give up the shrines or put them in a spot where they have to fight without those 16 talents.
So we do see Superstars going to force with the 16. Just is it too late? Because they do lose all the pressure up on top. But luckily, they do have the Falstad matching the Anubarak, so Anubarak is going to have to commit downward, which he is doing now that he knows he's near 16. Should allow Falstad to replace him.
Arrow has to use Avatar, Twilight Dream there too. A lot's been used to take him out, and they will take him down.
Yeah, after the Twilight Dream's used, you pretty much have to get that kill. Odin negated the gust. Casanova falling low, not even being able to burrow into the void. That is going to be the pick. Jason shares a shield in the Horrify. Locks down Superstars with 3 picks. Now a Dragonite in a couple of seconds. They are feeling good.
Dragonite can either look at the mid fort, maybe some keep towers in the bottom lane.
I would like to see, this is one of the few situations where the timers, the spike, and the scaling of the actual DK itself is you just take out mid fort, then you go for, depending on how much HP is left, you go for mid fort keep wall, and then you cycle for bottom. So it's more of an XP game than it is opening and pressuring the map.
That makes sense, because at this point, No Tomorrow are at 16, but Superstars are well on their way to 20.
Yeah, and so if you get smashed when it comes to the damage right now, let's say you lose your Dragonite really, really quickly, then what you do is essentially cycle it just top to make sure you get that top for free. Because that is one thing I am surprised with, since North America is playing a lot more Dragonshire. We put no focus on top. teleport? He's just dead.
There's no way to stop his fly.
He did it again. Dude, he's a mastermind. Either way, for North America, with how much Dragon Shire we have, very little commitment to top. Don't get me wrong, it is not better than bottom. But it is not bad enough to not put any emphasis into it, right? Damage onto Jason.
Yeah, it's Faye who's in the Dragonite, so no Horrify. If No Tomorrow wanted to take the fight, but not in this case. There was still Gust and Void Prison, even Twilight Dream, if things looked sour.
Dragonite going down.
The window for No Tomorrow is closing fast.
It is, and Urho realizes that. Casually walk up into the back line, drop a Storm Bolt, get the Expulsion Zone, and that is one dead Hostie. All scouted and known, but Superstars seemed like they didn't care, didn't think he had the confidence. And they show that that is not the case. Punching is going to be Tiger JK on to Faye. Zeritzel's still top here, so Superstars down a man. They're just waiting for that 16. Stray goes very far out. There's one. There's two.
Bodied blocks weren't kept up like we saw in the earlier game, but the poison damage from Superstars is doing so much. Tychus has already been taken out. Palm on Tiger JK. Void Prison stops too. Tiger and Trees are like, good luck, friends. I hope you make it out.
Man, he did too. Oh no, he did not. Goku chases him down, gets the pick. Nice B-step coming out from Trees. And that is now, once again, Superstars having a lead here. They have the 20. Paint the map blue, keep the pressure up. This is a cool moment for Superstars. So another thing when looking at Dragon Shire, what we're yet to see in North America yet, is during this downtime, Dragon Shire is not about winning fights and opening up the map. It's about prepping for the next DK phase in a lot of ways. So with this 30 seconds, they're committing to a keep that they're never going to get. There's no world, with the status and the position they found themselves in, they just can't siege it down. So it's actually more effective for them to cycle bottom knights, giants, knights, and then pressure everything and just control 50 seconds on the map than it is to dance around a keep that you're never going to get. It's one of those things that it's only on this map. Is that worth it?
They feel like they can at least continue to siege here. They do have Horrify.
Goku.
If they see No Tomorrow try to get into an engagement.
Goku got a lot of damage, even the kill, dropping the Vorpal on to the Tychus player. Casanova forced to pop the Locust Swarm. Twilight Dream, Horrify splitting everyone, and Superstars with 2 kills. What is going to be a third here on Urho. Can do what they want with the map, and it might be a minimum of keep. One more pick could be game.
So Superstars, although couldn't just sit here and siege at the keep, at least could try to draw No Tomorrow out, and No Tomorrow took the bait. Superstars pulled them out, got 3 kills, now with still 20 and a massive advantage. A keep goes down, 24 seconds until Tychus is back, 35 seconds for the rest of the team.
Void missed. He's got Palm, but it's not going to be possible with that taunt the entire duration. 20 seconds before we see anybody else joining this side of the battlefield for No Tomorrow, and it looks like it is going to be it. I don't know, with 70% Odin soon? No, that's going to be it. Superstars has done it. They are going to win this game, and the series now 3-1 over No Tomorrow.
Huge congratulations to Superstars who stay safe versus the Vultures coming after their spots. We had No Tomorrow, we have Team Freedom, all gunning to try to get that spot for a better position when they start to look toward playoffs.
Yeah, and they were able to fend it off and still show some stability within the rankings of North America. And I think it was a really good performance for them, honestly. It felt like, especially Goku had a lot of really good plays standing out as a unit compared to the rest of the team. Faye didn't have as much pressure as maybe it felt like she normally can kind of have, but it was made up for other players. So
the Vikings.
Yeah, that is true.
Vikings play was incredible in towers.
Especially with the Eric micro to be able to get the delay at 4 different times. He just walks up,
infuriated.
drops
I
a
wasn't even
slingshot.
playing versus it.
He was like, he just like comes up to you, throws it, and pew, and he's like, boop, just gives it to you, gets the interrupt. Love it.
You could just see the whole team like, stop, stop. All of the the interrupts that they had to Iacona as well with the Moonfires. They played that out very well. Definitely well-deserved victory for Superstars. Yeah, man, it's been a couple of crazy series today.
It has been. It's been probably one of the more exciting, or at least adventureful, is how I'm going to describe it, weekends that we have had at HGC North America for a lot of different reasons, but it's been pretty action-packed.
It was an amazing day, even when you look at Europe, too, to see Team Dignitas versus Team Liquid. And next weekend is going to be potentially stars aligning best weekends that we could hope for in Phase 2. There's going to be Gale Force Esports versus Tempo Storm in North America, L5 versus MVP Black, which I have been waiting for since we started Part 2.
It was like, since the Eastern Clash, I've been waiting to see that series.
Yes,
so yeah.
Also that, even further back than that. And then Fnatic versus Dignitas for a hotly contested #1 seeding spot.
Yeah, no, you're right. That weekend's cooler than this weekend. When considering around the world, you got the 1 and 2 seed of every, or at least Europe, North America, and Korea going head-to-head. It's going to be awesome. And I'm excited for the L5 MVP Black because there's a lot of like weird, because of we have a different format than we've had historically. Like, do you view this and go MVP Black's the favorite because they won? Or do you pull it away and you give it to more to L5? I don't know.
The greatest thing going for L5 is that they do have that buffer of winning versus MVP Black in the first head-to-head.
Yeah.
When we're trying to figure out who is going to take the #1 spot in the region.
For the season, L5 is projected to be the favorite just based on, again, that. They have a little bit of breathing room, even if they lose this series, just based on the fact they win the head into MVP Black, who seems like the only team who can take them right now.
Yeah. But the difference is when you look at, say, the matches versus Tempest, which is thought of to be the third-place team in the region, Tempest was able to take 2 games off of L5, and MVP Black only lost 1 to Tempest. Probius game.
Probius game. Darn you, Probius. He's a little too squirmy, a little too hard to figure out and deal with. And that's really interesting to think that like, for instance, even in that series, that the Probius game is the only one going to be dropped there. I don't know. It's just, I find it funny where we see, again, the diversity and strategies. Probius is one that's popped up here and there, but all over the world is everyone's got their own idea right now. And who's right? It's going to be awesome to see that at the midseason brawl. The clashing of metas when we have more than just 2. Normally it's like 2 and maybe half of 1 coming out of China, but now it feels like there's legitimately 4, maybe even more metas going to go head-to-head.
Yeah, and speaking of other metas, we know 2 teams now who have qualified for mid-season brawl. There is Conbox SEA from the Southeast Asian region, and then major congrats to Nomiya from Australia, New Zealand, who represented the region at the Western Clash, and now will be back again for the mid-season brawl.
Yeah, and Nomiya is like, even though for a lot of people, unless all you watch is HGC, maybe not totally understanding the importance of them as a group of players. I mean, Nomiya, for instance, got in a best of 3, put not only Misfits with their backs against the wall at the time, which is now Team Liquid, but put their backs against the wall at the Western Clash in a series by taking a game. But every game in that series, a run for their money. The fact that it was that close, Nomiya, no team to laugh at, definitely stepping up for the region, and it's awesome to know that they're going to be one of our teams.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the NA teams cheering for them and sending them congratulations on Twitter after they got the victory because they did make those relationships at the Western Clash. We're still waiting on Faye to be able to hear from our victors Superstars, but also, that was it for the Probius patch.
We're donezo.
We're moving on.
You can't pick Probius anymore because we're off the Probius patch.
I think you can still pick Probius. That's not how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Slow your roll.
Somebody misinformed me. Sorry, I thought that was all the Probius we were going to get.
What you can pick is Cassia. So let's check in with Faye now. Hey, Faye, congratulations on your victory over No Tomorrow. I want to ask about the Lost Vikings. Was this something that you guys had always planned on bringing to the game #1, or was it just something that you were able to bring about because of No Tomorrow's draft?
It wasn't so much a plan. It was just kind of the way the draft went out. And like on Towers of Doom, we can always play Vikings because we've been playing it since like PAX last year, I think. So
yeah.
Like Vikings is always something we can pull out. So
well,
I
have to give you a shout out because you were the most annoying Vikings player, maybe of all time, around that mid shrine. Just so annoying. Nice job. Fred?
I mean, for me, it's got to be. I want to know kind of what this feels like from your guys' perspective to be able to get this win, because when looking at the standings, you guys were obviously more likely to get the win, but with No Tomorrow having the recent success that they've had? Do you just view this as like, thankfully we didn't lose, or is it like a, that was good, we should feel proud of ourselves, we got the job done, and we're, again, staying in a decent playoff position?
I mean, going into it, it's a little bit worrying because if we lose the match, we're like getting really close to being in the Crucible, which would be really shitty. But I think we were really confident going into this just because No Tomorrow was on the lower end of the teams, and like we were pretty sure we were going to win the match. Like we were pretty confident.
That's good to hear.
Well, up next, you guys have B-Step. Any ideas of how you guys will be preparing for that? Any hints you can give us of what you'll be bringing in?
Well, I'm pretty sure this was the last week of Probius, so I am so ready to play Cassia.
Oh, well, we're excited to see that. I have to ask, does Goku always use the Nimbus Cloud mount?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I think he uses it on most of his heroes, so.
We'll have to ask. Well, I'll tweet him and find out. Thank you. Well, congratulations. We'll let you give shout-outs before we let you go.
Shout out to my team. We just made a Twitter for our team, Superstars. You can follow me on Twitter at FayeHots. My Twitch is Faye14, and Shrey streams at ShreyLOL, I think.